Hey, it's Becky with RIDGID. Welcome to RIDGID's first ever JobSite Live. We're here joining you virtually to bring product demos to you. This will be something we'll be doing ongoing, really bringing the experts to you virtually. And not only will we be doing product demos, we'll also be sharing product tips and allowing you to answer questions live Q&A with the product experts. Today with me, I have Amy Moneypenny. She's our global product manager over diagnostics. So that's all of our locating equipment as well as cameras. We also have Adam Daniels, who is our territory manager. On the job site every day, we pulled him in for this. Also in chat, you'll see Tim Dumphy. He is our director of marketing for the Underground Technologies group. He will be answering your questions through chat, so everybody will see those questions and answers. And if you have questions that you want us to ask to our presenters, Amy and Adam, please use the question icon along the bottom of the screen, and we will ask those questions live so everybody can hear the answer. Also, we will be providing some RIDGID gear giveaways. We have RIDGID Yeti mugs. We will be picking some random winners, and we will contact you through direct message if you are a winner. So thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to having you, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Amy and Adam.
Thank you, Becky. Adam and I are really excited to be here today to talk to you about the newest invention, our newest innovation in inspection cameras. It's TruSense technology. TruSense technology features HDR, or high dynamic range, as well as TiltSense. High dynamic range creates a greater ratio of lights to dark in pipe. And what that does, it results in a crisper, clearer image that allows you to see further down the line. It provides that superior quality. Then TiltSense is an on-camera inclinometer. And what that is that it measures the tilt of the camera head in pipe. So it gives an indication of the pitch of the pipe, giving you valuable data to that environment in the pipe. HDR and TiltSense provide invaluable data so that you can diagnose your issues easier, quicker, more efficiently, with greater accuracy, so you can be more productive, so you can make more money. So TiltSense and HDR, part of TruSense, are featured on 8 of our reels. So Adam and I are going to talk about the 8 different reels that feature TruSense technology. So the first one I'm going to talk about is our standard reels. So our standard reels that feature TruSense technology, there's 4 of them. They all have a 35 millimeter camera head. They come in either self-leveling or fixed camera heads. And then the standard reel comes in 2 different push cable lengths, a 325-foot push cable as well as a 200-foot push cable length. The pipe capacity for our standard reels is 2 to 12 inches. This is our stiffest push rod that we have in our inspection cameras. Our next inspection camera is our Mini. And our Mini features a 30 millimeter camera head. So it's a little bit smaller than the standard camera head at 35 millimeters. So the 30 millimeter camera head is on the Mini, and it also comes in a self-leveling version as well as a fixed version. The push rod for the Mini is only offered in a 200-foot length, and it has a little bit more flexibility than our standard push rod, so the pipe capacity for our Mini is 1.5 to 8 inches. So our 2 newest inspection cameras in the TruSense family are part of our compact series. And these reels are the compact C40 and the compact M40. And Adam's going to talk about those 2 reels, and then he's also going to talk about our monitors.
Thank you, Amy. So here is our C40s and our M40s. As Amy said, they are part of our compact line of cameras. And you can see the camera head is slightly smaller than that of the standard and the Mini reel. The 40 and the M40 and the C40 line stands for 40 meters, so there is actually 131 feet of cable on each one of these C40 and M40s. On these new compact series, they are TruSense enabled, and they come with a self-leveling camera head as a standard option, so that is the only way they come. The big difference between the C40 and M40 is its cable thickness. So on the C40, it is very much like our traditional Compact 2 camera that we've had out for years now. It is the same size cable, which is slightly thinner. Hence, it gets around some tighter corners, gets around some smaller pipe. The capacity for the C40 is 131 feet for 1.5 to 6-inch lines. Moving over to the M40 actually has the same push cable of that of our mini reel. So it's a little bit stronger, a little bit stiffer if you're looking for that, and also looking for it in a compact version. So the M40, again, 131 feet, it is good for 1.5 to 6-inch, 1.5 to 8-inch pipe, excuse me. That being said, we do have a mounting dock station on these new compact reels. We have our CS6X Versa mounted on here, so it makes for a nice, convenient pick and carry, so you can carry it all in one hand to a job site. And then the new CS6X Versa has a couple different mounting options that you see here. A 6-inch screen. It does have a USB drive here that you can do videos and pictures for. And moving up to our monitors, while we're on the CS6Xs, here's our full family of monitors. I was briefly showing you on the monitors the CS6X Versa. You can fully adjust it for the optimal viewing angle. It does have the sunshade. And the way you adjust it and move it is there's some red tabs on the bottom. You can simply just remove the red tabs. And then you can swing this around and adjust to your different position, upright or seated. And that goes right back in. So in our family of monitors, there's a couple common denominators. You'll notice on the end of our model numbers now we have the X. Well, the X stands for Wi-Fi compatibility. All of our monitors can connect to your smart devices, Apple, Android, smartphones, tablets. And what that does is it allows you to portray the image from your screen to your smart device. You can take pictures, videos, and then from within the app, which is a free download, you can text or email those images, save them to jobs, save them to folders, add notes, and have a little archive of all your jobs on your phone or tablet. Secondly, the other common denominator is they all have USB drives. So in the USB drives, you can still traditionally save it to your flash drive, wait till you get back to the shop, upload them to your computer, save them to your computer, then email them from there as well. So we talked on the CS6X Versa that has a 6-inch screen. The next one to our right is the CS65X. The 65X has a 6.5-inch screen. It has a full compatible keyboard, so you can add notes to the screen, you can name your job files, as well as it has an internal storage memory on top of the 2 USB drives. So you can have a backup storage area. And then lastly is our CS12X. It has a 12-inch screen and dual USB drives. And then a couple of cool features is it has a dual mounting system in here. So we mentioned the Wi-Fi. There's a mounting pad here on the screen that you can set your phone on. So when you're live streaming video, you have a place to set your phone down. Or if you have a tablet, we have a secondary mounting option on below that your tablet will sit in. So you can easily manage your storage and your files and your videos and pictures on your smart devices right in front of you while you're operating the monitors. So that's a quick overview of the C40, M40 and some of our monitors. We're going to flip it back to Amy, and she's going to do a little inline pipe demo.
Thank you, Adam. So I have my proper safety equipment on here. Got my gloves, got my safety goggles. And let me tell you a little bit about how we've got our demo set up. Obviously, we're not at a job site, but this is how we show our products and demonstrate our products at WET this year. So what we have is we have our cast iron pipe here. And in the cast iron pipe, in the incline there, we have placed this color wheel. So you will be able to see the benefits of the TrueSense technology and the superior image easier. We've also got our standard reel with the 35mm camera head going through our cast iron pipe. And we have it hooked up to we have it connected to the 12X monitor. And then we have it live streaming through the HQX Live app. And that's what you're seeing here on the monitor. So when you're looking at this image, you can see this is the TrueSense image. This is an HDR image. It's very balancedly lit. It's clear, it's crisp, and you can see far down that line. So I'm going to ask Adam to turn the HDR off. And you turn the HDR off on the monitors by hitting the down arrow and then hitting the select button in the middle. And when he does that, you can tell in the non-HDR image that there are blown out areas. In the lower right hand corner, you can see it's very bright and light. There's darker areas of the image, and you're not seeing as far down that line as you did with the HDR image. So now when Adam turns the HDR image back on, you can see a lot further down that line. It's crisper, it's clearer. The image is very balancedly lit, so you can see it 360 degrees. So also with TrueSense technology, we have the TiltSense. So the data, the TiltSense data, is actually projected onto the screen in the lower left-hand corner of your monitor. And it's indicated by the TiltSense icon as well as a plus or minus numeric rating. And this icon and the numeric rating will change as the tilt of the camera head changes in pipe. So I'm going to move the camera head a little bit in pipe, and then you'll be able to see how the data for the TiltSense changes on screen. So you can see now it's a -4. So that means that this camera head is in this section of the pipe here that has a little bit of a down pitch, a negative pitch. When I put it up into where the color wheel is, which is in that incline, you can see now that that pitch, that tilt of the camera head is at a +48 degrees. So this gives you an indication of the pitch of the pipe.
One of the cool things, Amy, is when you go back and show that, we actually color-coded the degree pitch of the pipe. So Amy right now is going at an incline, and the color is actually portrayed as a blue color.
Pointing to the sky.
Pointing towards the sky. And then as Amy brings it back down, and we're going at a negative pitch downhill, it actually is a brown image, and that's indicating down towards the ground, towards dirt. So a little thing that's kind of neat, that fun to point out in a live video.
So your counter information also is visible on the screen. So that will always be on there as well to giving you more data. So one of the wonderful things about RIDGID is that our products are backwards compatible. And what does that mean? That means that that you can have an older monitor and still get TrueSense technology on it. You may not get all the features of TrueSense, but you will definitely get HDR, so you will get that superior image quality even on your older monitors, even if you don't have an X series monitor. In addition, we have developed a TrueSense upgrade kit. And this TrueSense upgrade kit is for our standard reels and our mini reels. So it's offered in a 35mm camera head, fixed or self-leveling, as well as a 30mm camera head, fixed or self-leveling. And it comes with the TrueSense camera head as well as the TrueSense counter. So you can take your older standard or your older mini reels and you can upgrade them for full TrueSense technology capabilities.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. So please ask any questions that you have in the question feature. We have one coming in now. How are the cameras powered? Availability to use the 18-volt line of batteries from Hand Tools?
Yes. So the cameras are connected through an interconnect cord that plugs into the back of the monitors. And all of our reels have the same connection. So the standard, the mini, the compact C40 and the compact M40. So that the interconnect cord connects here, and then you have the battery shoe for the 18-volt battery here. It's compatible with the RIDGID professional batteries in a 2.5 amp as well as the 5.
Yeah, the 2.0, some of the original guys that are,
Right.
some of the older batteries are the 2.0s or the 4.0s, those slide right in. And as Amy said, it's part of our our RIDGID professional plumbing tools. So our pressing tools, our cameras, it is not compatible with like the RIDGID power tools, just to clarify that. And when Amy was talking for these 3-point connections here, this is the original 3-point connection that RIDGID has always used for all of our cameras. One of the big key selling points on RIDGID is you always have that compatibility from generation to generation because we keep the same 3-prong connector. So even this on a brand new TrueSense reel, as Amy mentioned, it is backwards compatible. So you can hook this up to one of your older monitors. Just some of the functions of the TrueSense might not be working on your older monitor, but you'd still get the image and you could still use it. So that's a huge plus for RIDGID stuff.
All right, we have another question coming in. Next one is, what are the maximum line lengths?
The maximum line lengths, if I'm understanding the question correctly, the maximum pipe line length would be our standard reel, 2 to 12-inch line. And the maximum push cable length is also the standard reel, 325 feet in a self-leveling or a fixed camera reel.
Okay. Next question is, what other upcoming innovations do you have for the diagnostics line?
Oh, you guys are going right in, asking the big questions. Well, we are constantly working on new innovations. We have lots of new things in the new product development pipeline because we want to make sure that we consistently offer the latest technology, that we're solving your problems and we're making you more productive. So we have a long list of things that we're working on, but our newest one, should I give them a sneak peek, Adam? Yeah, we'll give you a sneak peek. The newest one is going to be our VIA. This is the CSX VIA. And the VIA is basically a camera reel control device. So this has all the brains, all the technology, all the functionality that our X series monitors have, except you bring your own screen. So by using the VIA for any of the reels that have an interconnect port, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is one of our smaller reels, and this is an interconnect port. And the compact series reels also have this interconnect port, so the C40 and the M40 do. The VIA will fit and dock in here. Sorry. I went the wrong way. I'm trying to do too much. So it will dock in there, and then you would power it with an 18-volt battery. You would turn it on. I don't have it hooked up though. You would turn it on just like you would your, sorry, I can't juggle everything. You would turn it on just like you would your monitor, and then the functionality would come up after you connect the VIA to your personal device. So you would go in through settings, connect the VIA to your personal device, and then you would get the full functionality to control your camera reel through the VIA.
So we have some people asking about retail price for the VIA. Do we know that yet?
So retail price, so list price for the VIA is probably going to come in somewhere around $2,000.
All right. Let's see. Keep the questions coming. Anybody have any questions, please use the question function. Someone asked, are these products available on the RIDGID site?
So yes, most definitely. Of course they are. RIDGID.com, they are all listed on there, except for the VIA. Well, actually, the VIA is listed there. It just says coming soon.
All right. Let's see.
Keep the questions coming. This is awesome.
All right. Will you guys ever add wheels on the reels?
We do have wheels on the reels. That's a great question because portability is really important, not only for ease of use, but for the wear and tear on your body. So most definitely. So the standard, you can see, has wheels on it. We also have wheels on our our
RM200
RM200 series has wheels on it as well.
All right. What is the difference between X series monitors and regular monitors?
Adam?
So the difference between the X series monitors and the regular monitors is the new X series has the Wi-Fi enabled capabilities. So if you see an X after it, you can connect that to your smart device. If there is no X after your model number, after the CS, that is a device that strictly only uses a viewing screen or a flash drive. So no Wi-Fi on the X's, without the X.
All right, we have another question. Why would someone want to turn HDR off?
Oh, that's a great question. That's actually my favorite question. Do you mind if I take this one?
Go ahead.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, 85% of the time you're gonna want to keep HDR on because it provides that superior image. You know, it's crisper, it's clearer, you can see further down the line, it's awesome. So what HDR does though is it compromises a little bit of the contrast in the image. So there are times that that contrast may be beneficial to identify, you know, small little cracks or imperfections. Also, by having HDR off, it focuses your eye right in front of the camera head because that's where the brightest light is, right in front of that camera head. And so sometimes you need to focus right in front of the camera head, so it forces you to do that. But like I said, 85% of the time, you're gonna keep HDR on because it's a much better image.
All right, one more question. Can the Versa be used with standard and mini reels?
Can the Versa be used with standard and mini reels? Yes, it can.
Yes, I can. So to hit on that point, one thing I forgot to mention earlier was, you see our family of monitors up here? All of our monitors can intermingle between all of our reels. So if you go to our website and you see them, you might see some images of monitors with reels, but any of our 3 monitors that you see up here will work with any of our rigid camera reels. So that's a huge advantage. They all use that same 3-prong connection that we showed you earlier.
All right, so thank you so very much. If there are more questions that come in, we will try to handle them offline. We really appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so very much. Remember TrueSense technology, that the difference is in the details and only RIDGID has it.
Thanks, guys.